Hi, my name is Lori. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am beginning the overwhelming task of packing my resupply boxes. This all began about a year ago when I started a spreadsheet that helped me decide how many days I would need in each box and how much food I would need in those boxes. I'll walk you through everything in detail, but first I wanted to give you a little bit of background. I am intolerant to corn products, and that is in a lot of prepackaged food. If I eat it, there are lots of side effects, but the main one I want to mitigate is joint pain. I'm already going to be in enough joint pain walking every day. I don't need to add to it by eating foods I shouldn't. So I'm sending resupply boxes, not to completely supply all my food. There are the towns I'll be walking through have grocery stores, gas stations, Dollar Generals, places I know what I can eat and what I can't, and I will be able to figure it out. But I want to supplement the stops with foods that I know I love and I know are perfectly fine for me. Now, part of sending boxes is you might get tired of what you send yourself. I eat the same things I'm sending myself at home. I've eaten them for 10 years on section hikes. I love the food I love. I don't have the luxury of getting tired of things. So I am leaving the boxes open. I'm going to pack them, but leave them open. So just in case I do get tired of some food, my family can change it out or take it out and then seal up the boxes and mail them when I'm ready. So building boxes is completely optional. I really recommend not doing it unless you have restrictions like I do. You'll find plenty of food in towns. You'll get Trail Magic that gives you food. Don't even worry about it. So the places I'm sending boxes to are not post offices because they have very strict hours. I'm sending these to mostly places I'm literally going to walk right past, hostels, places like that, or ones that I know I want to stay at. So it's going to be very easy to get these. So before I actually start building the boxes, I want to give a little background and show you some of the prep that went into making all of this you're going to see around the room. It is 6:30 on a work day, and I had a few extra minutes. So I'm putting together some of my favorite granola. This will make 5 servings, and then I just divide it, put it in these little snack baggies. And then I'm a numbers nerd, so I like to make sure they each weigh the same. Okay, after I seal them up, I put them in this 1-quart Mylar bag. 5 of them will fit in here. It is perfect. So I put them in here to keep them fresh. It might be 3 months before I get these bags, these certain bags sent to me. I'm making a bunch of these. There's 5 in each. And each bag has 375 calories. I rate that on the outside. All right, what it is.
and how many calories it is. So I'm just sealing this up now, but when I have 10 of them, I'm going to open this and put one of those in each bag too. And then I heat seal the top. 5 breakfasts ready to go. And I'm going to work. Something else that I prepared is a dehydrated mac and cheese meal. And I made a whole separate video about that. Well, I have about 15 minutes before I need to go to work, so I am going to package up this bag of mixed vegetables and these freeze-dried peas that I had left over. Just a little bit left from the meals. This vegetable blend, it's dehydrated. It smells amazing. It is potatoes, cabbage, onion, carrots, celery, red, and green bell peppers. So it says the serving size is 1.5 tablespoons. And I think that's about 1.5 tablespoons is probably what I would put in the... I got this ramen. Here, I'll show you. And this is millet and brown rice ramen. There's no flavor to it. So I'm going to add some mixed vegetables. All right. I'm going to put, I think, 5 tablespoons in a bag, and that will be 1 resupply box. And then the peas, that's 1 tablespoon. I think 2 per meal, so I'll put 10 in each bag. So each resupply box will have 5 servings of dried peas too. I think that's good. Get the rest of these packaged up in the next 10 minutes, and then I'll head to work. Another meal that I made is a red lentil dal. And then I put that in the dehydrator and vacuum sealed those bags. And I made a whole video about this process as well. One of my favorite meals on trail is beans and rice. And it's really just rice and beans and nutritional yeast and seasoning. I put my family to work making this. They had a little assembly line going. Really helped me out. So they just put them in individual bags. And then, yeah, we made a lot. Probably too much, but we just used what I had bought. So then they put them in vacuum seal bags. Some have 3 packs, some have 5 packs. And we put that in the sealer. And this part was just fun to watch. You close it and start it, and then it just takes all the air out, and then it seals it. They made so many of these bags, but I'm going to love it. It tastes so good. Now I'm going to make one of my favorite healthy desserts, chia pudding. All right, I'm going to do 5 bags at a time. I'm going to start with the protein powder so the bags stand up. It is 1/2 scoop. Where's my scoop? Oh, I already put it inside. So this is the kind that I like. Next, we do a teaspoon of cacao powder. Next is milk. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of that. 1, 2. 1/2 tablespoon of flaxseed, and then I get the whole flax.
then 1/2 tablespoon of hemp hearts. One and a half tablespoons of chia seeds. Now the best part. Oh, I forgot to shake it. Chia seeds. 3 tablespoons of mini chocolate chips. If you are super duper healthy, you don't even need to put these in, but that's not me. You could do less, I guess, too. 1, 2, and I like the minis because just the texture is a lot more fun to eat. All done. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. Get all the air out. Mix it up a little, like that. And then when I get to camp, I add 1/2 cup of cold water, let it sit for just a few minutes, and it becomes a pudding.
My friends and family all wrote some encouraging words and scriptures on labels for my electrolyte packets, and my daughter's putting these on because I don't want to read them until I'm on trail. All right, now I'm going to walk you through the chaos that is this room. This used to be a very pretty guest room, but my daughter moved out a few weeks ago and is using all the furniture, so it worked out well. I got this shelf. So all the food used to be on the shelf, and then it kind of expanded around the room. So what's up here still is a little bit of breakfast foods. There's some granola with blueberries, almonds, and milk, and then my coffee. And all the other breakfast items moved over here. And this is just to start. Now, I will be sending my stove home about 2 months into trail. So I'm just getting a little bit of oatmeal, different varieties. I have a whole food video too, so you can just watch that if you want to see some detail here. But I packaged up my favorite granola, and you just saw me make that, but there's 5 in each bag. I write the calories for each bag on the outside. And these are just sealed to keep them fresh. I'm not taking those Mylar bags on the trail with me. I'll get the 5 bags out, put them in my food bag when I'm ready to walk. And then we start, not lunch yet, back to the shelf. I'm telling you, it's so chaotic in here. These are some bars just to get me started. And, later on, I'll find these in stores. I don't want to think about it when I start. That's why the boxes in the beginning are going to be bigger. And then some fruits, mid-morning kind of stuff. Oh, these are the element packets. And the ones in the bag already have the labels on them with the quotes and the verses and all. And then I have some nuts there, my favorites. And okay, that was afternoon snacks. Let's go over to lunches. All right, lunches. I just have a couple of packs of tortillas to start. Those are so easy to find in the store. Peanut butter and honey. That's one of my lunches. I bought a box of mustard because mustard and honey is how I make my dressing. So when I go into town, honey, mustard, and olive oil, that's my dressing, corn-free. Then I have all the tuna packets, which are also easy to find in stores, but these were bought in bulk, cheaper, and I don't have to think about it. The first part of the trail, I've already got them. My favorite chips back there that I crush and put in the tortillas. A box of mayonnaise packets to add to those, extra calories. And then all my favorite lunches, the rice and beans. So many. And then I'll have the afternoon snacks, and then on to dinner. So I have the mashed potatoes, butternut dal, which I split into 2. So those are the 2 serving pouches that I split. Still 460 calories. And then I add the salmon or the tuna and olive oil to those. So they will be more than that. All the prepackaged meals that I got. Now these are just for 2 months, and then I'll be cold soaking dinners. And I'll come up with what I like then.
And just some more meals. It's probably too many. See, I haven't even counted. how many dinners I have. And there's some ramen that I made. And here's the additions to the dinners. Some salmon and tuna to start. Some greens powder, olive oil, which I need to repackage into smaller containers. Dried mixed vegetables. My electrolyte recovery mixes that I'll have at night. And then these are some chia puddings and dried peas and nutritional yeast. More additions to my dinners, and then some desserts. And then here's some other desserts. My favorite gummy bears. Well, you can just see all that it is. And I talk about this in my food video too. Why I'm bringing these. And some hot tea for the night. And I do need my vitamins. I've packed up 5 days in each little pouch, numbered them to try to help me keep track of what I needed. So as long as I'm sending myself some food and vitamins, I'm throwing in other things that I could easily pick up in town. But you know what? These are done. I don't have to think about it. Earplugs. I have one set for the night wherever I'm staying, hostel, hotel, and then another set to hit the trail with fresh each time. I have Advil and Tylenol already packed up. This toilet paper is just from my first resupply box because some friends of mine live a few minutes from the trail where I'm getting off on the day 3 or 4, and they're going to pick me up. And I'm not going to buy a whole pack of toilet paper at the store they're bringing me to. I'm not going to take the toilet paper. So I'm sending that to myself in that first box. I've got a few hand sanitizers, some Dr. Bronner's soap, lens cleaners, very important when you're vlogging to clean your camera. And I wear glasses. Some creatine packets. Now these are optional, but they really do help me function at my best, so I want to keep taking that. Ziploc bags, flossers, and the floss, I only floss with real floss in town. These are for when I'm going back on trail. Toothpaste, some lotions, more bamboo toothbrushes. This is the loose leaf AT guide. You buy it unbound. And I'll send myself these. I really do like having a paper map just in case my phone dies or cracks. I've got a backup. Some razors, little lip balms. I have individual sunscreens, very important. Yes, I'm 51, but I don't have many wrinkles. I do have some. I've earned those. Always lived in Florida, but I've worn sunscreen since I was 13 every day. This is my face lotion, which I'm talking about. I've worn every day, SPF in it. But this is actual sunscreen for my nose and hands, and if I need extra, because you do get burnt, even in the winter on the trail. No leaves on the trees. This is for just when I get my box and wherever I'm staying that night. I have special nighttime lotion, and then my leave-in conditioner, which I love. It smells like blueberries. Just little treats I can look forward to. And these are some like microdermabrasion razors. Again, fun stuff that I could buy, but I'm gonna be tired and I probably won't care. But if it's in a box, I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna feel very pampered. And then I got some wipes to start with. All right, let's start making some boxes. These 2 types of boxes I ordered from the post office for free, and they delivered them directly to my house, which was nice. I got the medium flat rate box. Those are 11 inches by 8.5 by 5.5. And then I got the large flat rate box. These are 12 inches by 11 3/4 by 5.5. I got 10 of each, not really knowing how much I'd be able to fit. And then I also ordered a few of these just large mailing boxes. And these are 12 by 11 3/4 by 8. It's a little bit bigger than the large flat rate. Then I also got these padded envelopes. These are 9.5 by 12.5 inches. And what I'm thinking is, towards the end of the trail, I'm not going to be sending boxes, but I really do need my vitamins and some other things.
So I'm probably just going to be sending these tiny envelopes with the absolute necessities. I have to get my first box mailed out tomorrow. I have really procrastinated because I didn't want to do this part. But it's coming to the deadline, so I'm just going to do the first box today. So I think I'm going to start with the large flat rate box, not the large mailing box, which I think is going to cost more because flat rate is flat rate no matter how much it weighs. It's a little bigger, but I'm hoping my first box will fit in this. So let's put this together. Okay. Yeah, that's not very big. That's the large flat rate. Yikes. Well, it's a good thing I don't have to send much stuff. All right, so let's get this first box packed. This is gonna hold 4 days of items. I'll be carrying what I need for the first couple days, and then when I get to my friend's house, this box will take me 4 more days until I have another one. So I've kind of stacked them more frequent in the beginning, and the end is totally up in the air. I might stop altogether or probably just do the tiny little pouches with that, you know, the necessities, my vitamins and stuff. So this needs to hold 4 days. Got my spreadsheet here. So yeah, I need to let's just start. I can't believe it's time to pack boxes. You think about this for years, going and doing a trail. Everything's lined up to where it's possible. I can't believe it's happening. I'm so excited, but this is surreal. I have waited for this for so long. All right, 2 granolas, 1 oatmeal. I'm only packing 3 breakfasts because I will eat breakfast at my friend's house before they take me back to trail. And then I'm going to need, I have 8 coffees down here. Of course, I'll have coffee with breakfast, but I want to bring 8. Coffee is life. And if I have extra, I'll just share it. These are so small too. There's 6 in here. I'm not sending the box because why send the extra weight? I'm packing 8 granola bars, 2 a day. I have 2 Pro bars, an RX bar, Cliff bar, and then 4 different Fig bars. On to lunch. All right, I'm gonna need 4 lunches. So I've got 2 tuna packets and beans and rice for lunch, and then honey and peanut butter. And to go with the tuna, I have mayonnaise and mustard. And the 4 lunches, I got these little fajita tacos. I usually eat my lunches with 2 of the larger size, I don't know what you call those, you know, the bigger circles. So there's 20 in here, 20 small ones for 4 lunches. That's about 5 a lunch. I'm never really hungry the first few days of a section hike, so those days should be over. I might be hungry by day 5 or 6. I think it's usually nerves when I start the trail that makes me not eat. So by the end of the first week, I think I'll be able to eat 5 of these small ones at lunch. Get those in there. Oh, and then if it fits, I crush these up and stick these in the tortillas. So it's like right there and crushed up. It's a lot smaller, but I can save this for another box if it won't fit. Let's just see. All right, next is afternoon snacks. That's usually something salty or sweet. All right, I have a That's It bar, some gummy bears, dried mango, macadamia nuts, and salt and vinegar pistachios. On to dinner.
Okay, I need 3 dinners, so I got butternut dal and my mac and cheese, and then Cuban black beans and rice. And to add to that, I got 2 packets of salmon. I do try to eat protein at every meal, but I'm only bringing 2 because sometimes I just don't want it. So one of these I'll have without the salmon. And then I have greens powder to add to the dinners, just for some extra vitamins. When I get to camp, I have these recovery mixes, only 2 of them. I'll have these while I'm setting up camp and waiting for dinner. Okay, for dessert, I got a brownie bar, one of these chocolate wafers, and then 2 of these Unreal, and 2 of these. And I also got, for hot beverages at night, a pack of hot chocolate and 2 different teas. All right, so it's not packed great. I just threw it in there, but it's gonna work. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's not really packed well, just thrown in, but it's gonna fit. And then I'll throw a couple of my personal care items in there that I need. So yeah, that box is gonna work for 4 days. All of my food, I wouldn't need to add anything to it. Well, it is the next weekend and time to pack all of my boxes. I have already sent off the first 2, and now it's time to do the rest. There was actually enough food to make 15 more boxes. I don't think I'll send everything that I've laid out for the later boxes, but I had it, so I just want to see if it'll fit, if it's going to work. I estimated how many days it would take me to do the mileage in between the places that I'm sending boxes, and that's how I determined how much food to lay out. So all of it is roughly organized in the order in which I will eat it during the day. Starts with breakfast, ends with dinner, and I'm not bringing a stove the whole time. You can kind of see where the stove ends. It's after the 4th pile there. The dinners kind of stop. That's when I'll stop cooking hot dinners. And it just begins with the potatoes and the tuna and salmon. I'm going to add in different cold soaking recipes that I have, but everything else is sort of similar. It's things that I love and that really don't have to be cooked. Okay, let's just start with the first one, which is actually technically my 4th resupply. I've sent off 2 and I'm carrying my first few days with me. So we're going to be starting here on the left, and I think it might fit into a medium-sized box because it's only 3 days. So let's see if it'll fit. All right. I have electrolytes, coffee, and tea. I did 3 oatmeals, different kinds, different flavors, I mean, because I don't want to open one of the packs of granola. I really wanted 2 granola, but it'll be fine there. It's just whatever. It's just food. So I'll have 3 oatmeals for that breakfast. Okay, then I have granola bars. This is second breakfast, and sometimes I have these after lunch because some of these are just sweet. I have 2 trail mixes, the Mediterranean bowl, a tuna, mustard and mayonnaise. And I think I laid out too much because I also have 3 beans and rice. Way too many lunches for 3 days. I can't separate that. So there's 3 beans and rice. I do love that. I'm going to keep the tuna and the mustard and mayonnaise packets.
and I need to buy tortillas at the store. For afternoon, I'll have the granola bars or pistachios. All right, dessert is not before dinner. I just laid it out that way. I have one of these recovery mixes, and then dinner. I have a packaged dinner, one of mine, and then one of my ramen. These are not too many calories because I still won't be too hungry. I got one packet of salmon, one of tuna, and then one I will have without meat. So it's getting kind of full. Then I have hot chocolate and a couple of desserts. I still need to put in personal kind of stuff like vitamins, wipes, toilet paper, which this means I might have to buy this stuff out there. You can get that easy in a store. Yeah, this is why I'm doing it. See what will fit. I definitely will need to put the vitamins in. Okay, it's all going to fit in the medium box for this many days. I don't need much, just Q-tips, floss, lotion, and leave-in conditioner. Not necessary, but it's tiny. Gallon-sized bag, vitamins, more sunscreen, Advil, Tylenol, earplugs, and more soap. So that box is good. I'll need to get tortillas, cheese, butter. Oh, by the way, olive oil. I'm not bringing that right away because you can't bring it when it freezes because olive oil, when it freezes, it's no good. So I'm going to be getting maybe salted butter at the store to add to things. So yeah, I will have to go to the store to get stuff to supplement, so I'll get toilet paper and wipes there. They're pretty bulky and I really don't need to send them. But this box is ready to go. I'm just gonna keep doing the rest and see how it goes. So I'm sure that a lot of you are thinking, I would never go through all of this trouble just to send resupply boxes. But it has actually been kind of fun. I liked doing the spreadsheet. I liked buying the food and waiting for it to go on sale. I like knowing that I will be getting boxes full of nutritious food that I enjoy. It is not for everybody. I'm sort of envious of people that can just eat whatever they are presented with. But as you get older, you need to take care of your body and give it the vitamins and the nourishment that it needs. What I'm going to be doing is basically an endurance event, and I need to treat it like that. I can't eat junk all the time. I know that I will. It's going to be available. I'm really going to need the calories as I get into this. So what I'm doing here is just trying to supplement that with mostly healthy food. So I just thought this would be helpful to those of you that do need to send yourself resupply boxes, just to get an idea of what I did. I've had so many questions about food, so I thought that I would just keep it real and show you what I'm doing. I'll report back after trail and let you know if I thought that this was too many boxes, if there was more places to resupply for people with special dietary needs, and if I would do it different next time. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.